hand and strings. So like fishing wire, thread, yarn, anything like that. And then I have skewers, but if you have popsicle sticks, chopsticks, you can also use yarn to kind of make the stick for the rock candy. So I'm going to give a couple of minutes. Let's get it all together. And I don't have Kool-Aid, so I am using like these little water enhancers. I'm gonna use that.
I don't have the resources for this. And what is happening?
So I got all my stuff, sugar, water.
Now,
Okay. And then everyone let me know when everyone has all of their supplies. Okay.
Can we substitute anything for the yarn?
So did you need to use the yarn? Well, so you don't have the skewers, chopsticks, or anything like that, right? Okay, so let's see. We need something, so no popsicle sticks. A straw really isn't going to. Hold on, let me see, let me look at it real quick. I'm trying to think, what could you substitute? Let's see. Let's see. So you have everything else but the skewers, yarn, no chopsticks. A straw wouldn't work because we need something to get the sugar to cling to, no yarn. Thread will be a little too small. Do you have a, if you want to, do you have like a new bow?
A bow?
Yeah, like I have like a little hair tie. And so if you want, you can cut it. And then it'll be straight, and then I'll show you, once we get to that step, I can show you how to use it. Something else I'm thinking about, maybe you guys, let's see, let's all of us work together. So you're going to use the uh-oh. Let me stop sharing my screen. Yeah, you, or shoestring, a new shoestring will work. Hey, Evan, there will be a prize waiting on you Monday at, I believe, Exchange Recreation Center. So Alicia, yeah, either.
Which recreation center?
Oh, I'm sorry. Which one are you closer to, Evan? Exchange, right?
I'll have to look up. I live in Grayson.
Ooh, Grayson. We might be able to mail yours to you because Grayson is yes, okay. Hold on, let me type this real quick so we can, that's uh-oh. So yeah, new shoestring thread will be a little too, I'm almost thinking, yeah. So thread or like a bow, because we just need something that like the sugar will stick to. Let's see, Bree, how are you doing? Thank you, Evan. Ooh, I need that. That's not. Give me the complete, or I guess it's just Grace and Georgia. Never mind, Evan. Bree, do you have everything? Did you see the ingredients? Okay. So Zuri. All right. So how's everyone's day going?
Fine. How's yours?
Good, good, good. Thanks, Zuri. Good. I see your thumbs up. Okay. Today we're gonna make rock candy, and Miss Bianca's not like, I'm not a big candy person. But I thought it would be pretty cool to make. Are you guys candy people? Like eat a lot of sugary candy?
Somewhat.
No. See, I'm
Never
like,
get the chance other than Halloween.
Zuri's like, yes. I'm more of like a chocolate person. I can't really like, I don't really do the sugary candy, but give me some chocolate. I can eat that. So we're gonna do it a little Joy. Me and Joy was rocking solo. Well, no, it was me, Joy, and I think Jakari or something. All when we were trying to build Pringles, a ring out of Pringles. Hey, Joy, you making rock candy? Okay.
Second, I'm gonna move downstairs. How big of a pot do we need?
Hey, Joy.
Hi.
I didn't say it one more time, Evan.
How big of a pot do we need?
Oh,
It says
I
a
have
big
like a
pot.
little.
Big pot.
Hold on, Jacob. I have
Saucepan?
like mine's is like a smaller saucer. It's, you can use the one that people typically boil eggs in, like a smaller one, not a big pot. You don't need a big pot.
Oh, just use a
I use
saucepan.
a big pot.
Okay.
That does not sound right. Big.
All right. So, you guys, I think we did a little trial and error earlier. So what I found is the easiest way to make it is that we're gonna do our sugar mixture first, right? And so only thing you need is your water and your sugar and the stove. People, I forgot to tell people that this morning. So a saucer or a pot, water and sugar. And so what you do is the mixture is a 2-to-1. And so essentially what that means is for every 2 cups of sugar, you add 1 cup of water. And so you can make, I'm only doing 1, or I'll probably do 2 sticks in one. So I only need enough really to fill this jar.
Oh, so we're using mason jars?
Yeah, if I just have mason jars. You can use one. I like them because they're sturdy,
I'll make rock candy.
good for canning. But if you have a thick glass, just make sure it won't shatter if the mixture is too warm, or really thick plastic. But yeah, I use mason jars for mostly everything. Yes, so the mixture, you guys, is going to be a 2-to-1 mixture. It's not in exact science, so you're just gonna kind of have to test it. I would turn my stove on like medium high to go ahead and get it heated up. And so what you do is you just take your water, you add, I would say you could start off with a cup of water. You pour it in there, and then you add 2 cups of sugar. And this should be over heat. So over the medium to high heat, and you just stir it in. You just stir it in. And so what we're going for is we need the sugar to absorb in the water. Good job, Evan. That's cool. So we need the sugar to absorb in the water. So 1 cup of water, which it may not look like that much, but you'll realize once you add the sugar, your liquid will increase. And so once you combine that, we're just gonna cook it on the stove. And what will happen is you may have to add more sugar. So what we're trying to get is that at a point, the water will no longer absorb the sugar. And so you just add and you stir.
I could only find pure cane sugar.
Oh, pure, is that like, that's the brown sugar, right?
I can only find brown sugar.
We can try it with that one. I'm not sure if that one, because sometimes brown sugar doesn't break down.
How many cups of sugar do we need?
So we're gonna start off with 2 cups of sugar to your 1 cup of water.
No.
And so what we're looking for, so I would start off with 2 cups of sugar to start, and then stir it, overheat, get it mixed in. And we're basically stirring the water until you see the sugar disappear. So you're stirring it until you see the sugar disappear. And then once you see the sugar disappear, I would add about either 1/4 of a cup or 1/2 a cup of sugar at a time. And then you just stir.
What sugar? Is this sugar or is it more baking soda? I think that's more baking soda.
And then what you'll notice is that the mixture starts to get thicker. It turns into almost it's thick. It's not as watery. But when you stirring it, I took mine off the stove, you guys. But you essentially just continue to stir it until you see the sugar disappear. and the texture or the consistency of your water will start to change. And you'll tell the difference because as you move your spoon through it, it'll start to feel thicker. Like the water will essentially push back on the spoon. And so we just mix that. And if you would like for it to change faster, you can put it on like the highest temperature, and it'll start to boil, and that'll change the consistency quicker. So I know Evan said he was trying to use cane sugar, but for those who came a little late, I just have regular white granulated sugar, just regular old white sugar. All right, is anyone noticing that their mixture is starting to change a little bit? Okay. It's supposed to get thicker. Okay, yeah, the more, you'll get to a point where, similar to the way salt acts in water, the water only absorbs so much. So if you add more sugar and you get to a point where when you're stirring it, you can still see the sugar crystals, that means you're good to, I think that's powdered sugar. Is that powdered sugar?
Yeah, it's confectioner's 10 times. Powdered
Can't
sugar.
use that one. So if you want to, if you would like to, I would actually try the cane sugar, which I believe is just because it's just sweeter, over the powdered sugar. So I would try cane sugar. Don't use the powder. I would try cane because it should break down similar to regular granulated sugar.
All right.
Yep. So me and Zori had. Yes. Oh, yes. No, Evan. Yes. Using the cane sugar will change the color of it. So yours will probably more than likely be brown, like a caramel color.
So how many cups of sugar are we adding?
We're gonna start off with a 2 to 1. So 2 cups of sugar to 1 cup of water.
Okay. Light brown pure cane sugar.
Yep, a nice golden color. Yours may be a little bit sweet. Yep. Light brown sugar. I'll be interested to see how yours tastes, Evan. For those who are still mixing, Bree and Alicia, if you hit it, I saw some coherence and stuff in there. Be careful, but turn it up to high and allow for it to like boil.
Stirring
Hmm?
Stirring it.
Say it one more time.
Keep stirring it.
Yep, stir it while it's on. Yep, stir it while it's on the eye. You're just gonna turn it up a little bit, and it's gonna start to boil or like bubble. And so if you've added, yep, perfect. If you've added probably around 4 or 5 cups of sugar at this point, it's just gonna start to thicken a little bit quicker. Yep, everyone's working. And then when you believe, because it's really your own, when you believe that your water and sugar mixture is of a good consistency, so not runny like water, so not as runny as water, but not as thick as like a syrup, somewhere in the middle. So So not molasses,
2 cups.
not water,
2 cups of sugar.
a little thinner, like thinner than kind of like a pancake syrup. Once it starts to feel like it's no longer water, you can take it off the heat.
Get that on before I small fork.
Hold on, you guys, my laptop is about to die. So you can take it. Zuri, Bree, I know Evan just started mixing his. Alicia, do you guys think yours is ready to take off the heat, or do you want to add a little bit more sugar to get it thicker?
Add a little more sugar.
Okay. And so I would add a full cup.
You have to continuously stir it, or?
Sorry, you guys.
You have to continuously stir it.
Must be, I forgot to do this. Okay, what were you saying, Evan?
Do I continuously stir it?
Yes, continue to stir it while it's on the stove. Yeah.
I've done 5.
Yep, and you're probably going to end up honestly with somewhere between, let's say, 6 cups of sugar to that 1, 1.5, 2 cups of water. Are we noticing that even with that 1 cup of sugar or that 1 cup of water we added, the liquid is becoming more? Okay.
The liquid's
Perfect.
becoming what?
Becoming more. So even though we only added about 1 cup of water, when we added the sugar, even though it kind of sunk to the bottom, you probably went from that amount of liquid to like that amount of liquid. The more it breaks down. So you just continue to stir.
My water's becoming thicker.
You said it's getting thicker?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So you can go ahead, turn off the eye. Very carefully turn off the eye. And I will remove your pot, either with an adult supervision or using a handle very carefully. Remove the pot from the heat. And so if you're able to I would actually
It's
place,
doubled in size. Should I take it off?
stir yours a little bit longer, Evan, since you got a little late start. I would if you're able to, if you have space, I would place it in the freezer for about 3 minutes to drop the temperature very quickly. So once you guys feel like the consistency of your water, your sugar and water mixture is to your liking, which is just a little bit thicker, so not water, not molasses, think a runny pancake syrup. So not a thick, but a runny pancake syrup. You turn your eye off carefully remove your pot from the heat. And then to expedite the cooling process, you can place your pot in the freezer for only about 3 to 4 minutes, no more than 5 minutes.
I can't put it in the freezer and worry what if like melt something.
Okay. You can just sit it on the counter. Or just remove it to another eye. Like if your stove has 4 eyes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, you can just, yeah, you can move it to the next one over. It just needs to be taken off the heat so it will not burn. If you leave it on the heat there's a possibility that it will burn.
Smells like syrup.
Yes.
Smells like
It should be really sugary, really sugary.
Let that sit over what?
Okay, so everyone, I feel like everyone's completed their sugar water step. So the next thing we're going to do
Just grab
is
some mason jars.
we're gonna go ahead and coat our sticks with sugar because they're gonna need a little bit time to dry. So I have skewers where you make like kebabs. If you have popsicle sticks, I think Alicia, if you have yarn, or I have like a bow that says you. Oh, yes, girl, you got it, you got it. So you take it, and we're going to break. We're gonna break it in half. Don't use the pointy end. We're just gonna throw that pointy end.
Is there any substitutes?
So the kebab skewers, if you have popsicle sticks, if you have yarn, like a new shoelace, what did I say? Chopsticks, skewers. So Miss Bianca is gonna make 2. So I
Have any
did.
popsicle sticks?
You say you have popsicle sticks?
No, I don't.
Um,
Because my grandma, she knits, and I don't want to take any of her yarn sticks without asking. She's at the hairdresser, so I can't call her.
yeah. Let's see. You may have to wait, Evan. All right. So you're just gonna break them in half. We're using. Let me see. We're using the Oh yeah, Evan, are you able to use the yarn?
Like the yarn itself?
Yeah, the yarn itself.
No, I'll probably not be able to do that either.
Okay. So we'll just still walk through it, and then once you get a chance to talk to her. Oh, mine aren't really even, but it's all good. Okay, so we're using the ones with the flat bottoms and not the top and not the pointy end. So I'm going to use 1 jar, but I'm gonna put 2 sticks in there at one time. So you just break them, and they don't have to be extremely long, but it does need to be the flat part. So not the part you can poke yourself. And what we're gonna do with these are we're gonna dip them in water. And so this is just regular old tap water. I turned on my faucet and let it go. And so you just get the sticks wet. And you can fill them just to make sure that they're like completely coated with water. So you just get them wet. And then once you have submerged your sticks, you're gonna take a little bit of sugar, you guys. Let me show you. So Miss Bianca has like a little aluminum tinfoil pan because I didn't want to make too much of a mess. But you're gonna take the sticks that you just dipped in water, and either you can use a paper plate, a real plate, just something to kind of lay the sticks in and coat it with sugar. So I don't know if you only have a little sugar, or enough sugar in here, but you're gonna take it, and it is easier for me. Just shake, 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 take it around. And so what you want to do is you want to get your stick, one end of your stick covered in sugar. That's why you need to make sure your stick is completely wet first. So you roll it around in the sugar. Make sure it's completely coated. And so what you'll end up having is just a stick that should be completely with a thin layer of sugar coated around it.
We don't have any substitutes.
Or the stick.
Yeah.
Well, I would love if you continue to follow along, and then once you get either like grandma, once you're able to, if you can get the yarn or get a popsicle stick or the skewers or chopsticks, you can finish it. So like half of it is already done because you already have your sugar mixture. And it'll work for you because we want the sugar mixture to be, the water in the sugar mixture to be completely, to be cool. So it's all good. Okay, so everyone's stick is coated.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find that your stick, like the water isn't sticking to it, or excuse me, not the water, the sugar, you may have to re-dip your stick, which will wash off some of the sugar. Re-dip it completely. That's what I just did. The sugar wasn't really sticking to my stick. So I dipped it back in the water and washed off some little pieces of sugar. But what I was able to get was a better coated stick. And this stick is going to be the base for your rock candy. This is where everything grows from. So if you feel like it's not covered enough, just go back and
There's
toss it in the water. Dip it back in the water. So, okay, there we go. So mine came out, I mean, I messed up my hands a little bit, but mine came out better coated the second time when I re-dipped it back in the water. There you go. I see yours, Alicia. Good job. That's just me washing my hands. And so once you finish coating sticks, I would take it and put it in like the refrigerator or the freezer too. And the only reason, typically, the only reason we're putting it in the freezer or the refrigerator is to dry it quicker. That's the only reason. Zuri, how are you doing? Good. Bree, how you doing? Good, good, good. I know, Evan, we're gonna find you. Don't throw out your sugar mixture because I want you to definitely finish it.
yeah, I set it on the. It's still sitting on the pizza stone.
Okay. Joy, how are you?
I'm good.
Are you eating chicken? And Alicia, you're doing okay? Okay. All right, so we made our sugar water. Have prepped our sticks. So what I would like everyone to do is, for those of you who put the sugar and water mixture in the freezer, you can go ahead and take it out the freezer now. And we are simply going to pour some of the mixture into your glass container. So when it comes to the amount, depending on how large your container is and the size of your sticks, that's going to determine how much liquid you need. So I have, I believe this is like a 16-ounce mason jar. So I am actually going to fill mine probably right up to the line so that my stick is completely submerged in it. So you take it and carefully pour.
I tried.
Carefully pour. And so that's mine. And do you guys notice that your mixture still really warm? You say yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So once it's in there, we're going to put it back into the freezer or refrigerator. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit.
I feel like syrup.
She said it looked like syrup.
It feels like it.
Yes, that is the right consistency. Yes. That is the right consistency. So right now, we just need to, we're gonna give it some time, a couple of minutes to let the temperature drop from it. So let's put, let's say 3 minutes on the clock. Does anyone know how rock candy forms or why it forms?
Oh.
You said no? Someone guess.
The syrup, well, the sugary liquid that we just made, and the sugar, is the sugary liquid sticks to the sugar, which makes it more sugary.
So what happens is, what we're essentially trying to do is super saturate the sugar. So the way we initially did it was that's why we heated it. And super saturate is simply when there was no more sugar that could go in the water. Like your sugars essentially would stop disappearing. That's what makes it thick. And so it is, excuse me. So it's the saturation that is going to make the crystals form eventually. And this, so we're only doing the beginning stage of it. Once you guys see we complete it actually takes about a week to fully see your crystal grow. And so what I encourage the first group is you should start to see a change in it in 24 hours. So that same, mine isn't in the refrigerator, but the same stick that you coated in sugar, you're going to start to see the sugar that's in that, the sugar in the water attached to it. And that is what's going to make it grow. So over the course of the week, this stick should turn into an entire piece of rock candy. All right, so let's see. We have about 1 more minute before I want you guys to take it out. Have you guys ever made pop rocks? No? Okay.
I've ate them before.
I've eaten them too. Yeah. So just the idea is like the longer you leave it, the bigger you'll see the crystals grow. And they say you should see it in about 24 hours, but I honestly believe at about 3 days, you'll really be able to visibly notice a difference. Okay. So we are going to take our sticks that we coated in sugar, the kebab sticks. We're gonna take those and we're gonna just prep them. So you take your sticks out. If they're not dry, give them a little bit of time. So that means you have to like touch them a little bit to see if they're dry or not. But if they are dry, however many you're making, we're just simply going to add a clothespin to it. And my clothespins have like a bigger hole and then a smaller one because the stick is so small. I would use the second one. So I am making 2. I'm gonna make 2 using the same jar of liquid. So, that one's broken. So you just flip it. Oh, I might make 3. Why not? What are you guys doing for the July 4th holiday?
Probably staying in and doing the same normal routine.
Me too.
We're doing fireworks.
You're doing fireworks?
Yes.
Oh.
I doubt my grandparents would buy those.
Oh, the
They
fireworks.
would have let me buy them with my money, most likely.
Yeah. So essentially, only thing what you guys see is the more that water evaporates, like the drier your sticks get, hopefully we will see crystals start to form. All right. So let's check on our sugar water mixture again. So we are going to get excuse me, I don't have Kool-Aid. I had like the water enhancer packets. So this is the step where you add the flavoring to the water. So whether it's Kool-Aid, food coloring, water enhancer packets, really whatever you have. The only difference is the idea is that The coloring is just gonna be the color and the flavor of your rock candy. That's all. So I'm gonna pour mine. I'm gonna use 2 of these. Okay, and I just use the end of the skewer that I was about to throw, that I'm going to throw away, the pointy end. That's gonna be my spoon. And so you just mix it like you normally would any drink, or like if you make like lemonade or Kool-Aid or whatever, you just mix it. And so mine's, I have fruit punch, so it is red.
It's just.
And if you notice that your mixture is still extremely warm, like really warm, I would, after you mix it, I would put it back in the freezer. We need the temperature to drop. So mine actually smells really nice. Trying to get the rest of this powder to break up. Oh, let me. Evan, where is it? Right here. No, I'm making sure I make a note of your address before I forget. Stream. Evan, you say you live in Grayson?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Got you. All right. Okay. So how's the mixture feeling? What's the temperature of it?
Hot.
Hot.
Mine's still a little warm.
Ooh, back in, back in, back in, back in. So how it works? We typically end at like 1:30. I will walk through it with the other steps with you guys, because what will happen is your mixture, this mixture needs to be completely cooled down. If your mixture is not completely cool, when you put the sticks in there, the sugar's just gonna wash right off. And so you're not gonna see the crystal form like it should form, okay? So Miss Bianca I'll just show. So that's mine. And mine is cool because I pre-made, like that's why I'm holding it. It's cool to the touch. I pre-made mine. So after this step, there's really only one other step, and that is to submerge your sticks into the water. And so you have to make sure your stick is completely dry, and you have to make sure your water solution, your water and sugar solution, is completely cool. And so because mine is already cool, because I did it earlier, you take it, and let me adjust my camera, and the only thing you're going to do is stick the stick in the jar. Make sure that if your sticks are longer, and I don't know if you can see it, but you see how mine, they're not touching, can you guys see like the bottom of it a little bit? The sticks are not touching the bottom of the glass. There's space. And so let me see, I have 3 here. So let me see if I can. Oh, okay. So I just threw all 3 sticks in there and making sure that none of them are touching the side. They all have their own space. All right, there we go. So once your mixture, your sugar water mixture completely cools, I would take it out and you just sit them in the solution. Make sure that the sticks are not touching the ground, okay? Like, make sure that they are not resting on the bottom of the glass. And so typically, I did this in school before, typically you can see a difference in about 24 hours. I would say 3 days. I would love you guys make it, wait till everything completely cools, wait till the sticks completely dry. I would love if you guys would wait a week. So next Thursday, come back and we can see how much everyone's rock candy has formed. And so this will be a solution that you can, this will be a piece of candy that you can eat. But I think we'll be able to see the most growth about a week. And you can just store it in a place that is cool and dry and kind of out of the way. So if for you, it's your bedroom, put it in your bedroom. If it's in your kitchen, on a counter, on a table, just somewhere safe. You don't have to cover it. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator. For those people who have their sugar water solution in the freezer, if you feel like you're going to forget about it, I would take it out now and just leave it on the counter and let it cool down on its own. But this is what it looks like. So clothespins, some sticks, and some sugar. And so hopefully, and I'm gonna save mine, I'm not gonna touch it. So hopefully by next week, I will have 3 decent size pieces of rock candy. So I am finished. So Evan, try to see if you can get the rest of the, only thing you need are sticks or some type of stick or chopstick or yarn. If you do yarn, I would essentially almost braid it a little bit and then dip it in water and coat it. And I would be interested to see. It might turn out really nicely on yarn or any type of wire.
If anything, I'm gonna wait till she gets home so I can ask.
Yes. Right after, no, I mean after you ask her. Yes, ask for permission first. That is the correct thing to do. Ask for permission first. So I enjoy spending time with you guys. I believe coming up next, you guys will have life skills with Coach Swain. And Coach Swain did, was anybody on one morning? He did, I think, morning exercise, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. So life skills at 1:30, which is starting in 2 minutes. And then Mr. Mario would do the wind down. All right, so right after this, Zoom, there's a life skills with Coach Swain. Tune in. I think you guys would enjoy it. Stay, don't go anywhere. Stay. Thank you. Make sure you clean up. Make sure the stove is turned off. If your mixture was in the freezer, you can remove it so you won't forget it and it freezes. Sit it on the counter. Anything else? You guys have any questions? Anything you need from me before I say goodbye?
No, ma'am.
You're good? Okay. Evan, I got your contact information so we can get you your prize. Zuri, I believe Miss Whitney told you earlier about yours because you're closer to Lucius Sanders. Perfect. Thank you guys for joining me. I will see you guys later. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, you guys. Bye.
Bye.